Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner,
we're not going to throw this behavior word around again. We're not going to do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not fair.
First of all, your finger in my face is not going to work for me.
But the name calling is not going to work for me. Because I don't appreciate you keep throwing out these names. That is what about my disrespect? All I have been is disrespectful, Tamar. I've been called. Wait a minute.
What if I told you that Tamar isn't really the problem in the Braxton family? What if the real source of tension has always been Miss E? Things in the Braxton family have gotten messy, and once again, Tamar finds herself right in the middle of it all. Whenever she posts on social media or shares her life, people quickly attack her, calling her dramatic, attention-seeking, and holding grudges. Her reputation seems to follow her everywhere, and many are quick to blame her for the family's conflicts. But Tamar isn't staying silent. She has made it clear that much of her behavior is a result of her upbringing, particularly her relationship with her mother. Over time, she's opened up about her mental health struggles and her journey toward healing. She has also hinted that her mother's own resentments, especially toward her father, have had a major impact on her. These family dynamics have shaped the way Tamar responds to conflict, and why she sometimes struggles to let go of past hurts. It's easy to criticize Tamar without understanding the deeper reasons behind her actions. She isn't just chaotic or dramatic, she's navigating the long-term effects of a complicated family environment. Her honesty about her experiences gives insight into how family relationships, especially parental influence, can affect mental health and personal growth. Rather than pointing fingers, it's worth considering the bigger picture and recognizing that Tamar's story is more about resilience than conflict.
Letting your mother run your life.
How dare he try to tell me how to raise my kids after he have abandoned us? He has some nerve.
Y'all have lives to live yourself, and she can't run her life, her home, and your home too.
You know what? Had you been home long enough to help me to raise them, it wouldn't be such a problem. But where were you? I'm there being in the street.
What did you do
doing whatever
all day?
you were
What
big
did you
enough
do
to
all day long?
What did you do?
What did
And
you
what
do?
did you
Let's be honest, Tamar has given us plenty over the years. From her messy relationships with Vince and Junior to constant tension with her sisters, she has never shied away from drama. She's had her share of public conflicts and has burned many bridges along the way. This year, things took an even bigger turn. Tamar stirred controversy by bringing Funky Donna into the spotlight, hinting that she might have been attacked after a night out or, even more shocking, suggesting she was involved with some of Tony's associates. Her actions have kept people talking and questioning boundaries, showing that Tamar isn't afraid to speak her mind, even if it creates more chaos. Love her or hate her, she continues to be a central figure in all the family drama.
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You stole men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get the lead.
Dirty low-down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
A few years ago, Tamar's behavior was entertaining. Fans loved her drama, and she even became a favorite during the earlier seasons of Braxton Family Values. Her energy, her boldness, and her willingness to speak her mind made her stand out. But as time has gone on, her actions have started to wear on people. Every year, Tamar does something that shocks viewers, and slowly, the excitement has turned into frustration. Many are tired of her constant drama and what they see as toxic behavior. She often talks about being on a healing journey, but some feel she has only gotten worse. There are those who say things like, "Tamar really needs help. She's exhausting and best loved from a distance." Tamar rarely admits she's wrong. She often feels attacked, not realizing how harsh or hurtful she can be. Now approaching 50, she still has conflicts with nearly everyone around her. Her dramatic moments aren't surprising anymore, but many believe it would be wise for her to step back before she loses whatever positive image she still holds with the public. As usual, Tamar doesn't ignore criticism. She responds in her own way, often pointing the finger at everyone else instead of herself. Most of the blame seems to go toward her mother, Miss Evelyn. The Braxton sisters each carry some level of resentment or bitterness, But Tamar is the only one who has openly addressed it. For the first time, she's connecting her behavior and struggles to her upbringing. Growing up, Tamar witnessed her mother holding grudges and struggling to move on, especially regarding Evelyn's difficult marriage with Michael Braxton. This environment, she explains, has had a lasting effect on her. Watching her mother navigate conflict and resentment shaped the way Tamar handles her own relationships and emotional challenges. Understanding this doesn't excuse her actions, but it does provide insight into why she reacts the way she does, and why the cycle of family drama seems never-ending.
Evelyn could say some things out her mouth that are really cutting.
But your daughters are being held emotionally hostage to your ex-wife's bitterness towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You and her need to get on the same side of the table and free those girls. Because the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about is Evelyn Braxton's attitude.
It's hard to believe, but it's been more than 20 years since Evelyn and Michael divorced after she discovered his infidelity. Yet, the bitterness and resentment Evelyn still carries toward him remain intense. This lingering anger hasn't just affected her. It has shaped the way Tamar and her sisters handle pain and disappointment in their own lives. From their relationships to the way they interact with one another, the patterns of hurt and resentment are very apparent. They didn't simply see their mother's frustration, they internalized it. Growing up in that environment, the sisters learned to respond to conflict with caution, suspicion, or defensiveness. Evelyn's unresolved feelings created a ripple effect, influencing how each daughter navigates trust, forgiveness, and emotional connection. This legacy of tension helps explain much of the ongoing family drama we see today.
I don't even think they look at me as a sister. They don't like me. We were very close as kids, very close as young adults, and now where we are in our lives, that relationship no longer serves us. And I would hate to keep arguing with them and keep building negative memories instead of building and relying and thinking of the good memories that we had.
Even Toni, the oldest sister and often seen as the most composed and classy of the group, has her own share of family drama. She tends to handle things with a little more restraint, but underneath it all, she's still caught up in the same messy dynamics. Evelyn, their mother, played a huge role in shaping this chaos. During her divorce from Michael, she reportedly forced the children to choose sides. Anyone who tried to stay close to their father often faced Evelyn's harshest criticism and disapproval. This is part of why Tracy and Evelyn didn't always get along. Tracy wanted to maintain a relationship with Michael, especially since she lived closest to him in Maryland. Evelyn, however, was far from pleased and allegedly held on to her resentment for years, even until Tracy passed away. Tamar, being the youngest, was deeply influenced by her mother during these conflicts. She often sided with Evelyn and rarely made decisions without consulting her first. Over time, this created a strong sense of codependency between them. Tamar's loyalty to her mother shaped how she responded to conflicts and relationships outside the family, reinforcing patterns of control and emotional entanglement. The combination of Evelyn's influence and the sisters' individual personalities has created long-lasting tension, which continues to impact their relationships today.
Because everything she said she thought was right.
Pitiful lie, too.
And as long as you agree with her, she's fine. And it's the same thing with y'all. If y'all don't agree with her, she is pissed. And it's time for y'all to stop letting your mother run your life.
According to Tamar, it wasn't just the bitterness and resentment that her mother passed down. It was also Evelyn's need to always be heard and to always be right. Growing up, Tamar says her mother believed she knew best about everything, and if anyone disagreed, especially Tamar or her sisters, Evelyn was quick to shut them down. Her expectations were clear. The girls were supposed to follow her lead without question. This created a difficult environment for the sisters, particularly Tamar. Challenging her mother often came with a heavy dose of guilt. Evelyn frequently reminded them of the sacrifices she made, raising all 6 children on her own after their father, Michael Sr., left the family. That constant reminder made it even harder to go against her. Tamar learned early on that speaking up or expressing a different opinion could be met with judgment or dismissal, so she often had to navigate her feelings carefully. Even now, more than 20 years later, not much has changed. Evelyn still carries deep anger, and it often affects her daughters directly. Her unresolved feelings, combined with her strong personality, continue to influence the family dynamic. Tamar's experiences growing up under her mother's influence help explain why she sometimes reacts the way she does today. The patterns of control, guilt, and resentment that shaped her childhood still echo in the way she relates to her family, making it clear that these dynamics are deeply rooted and not easy to overcome.
Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So looking at Tina Knowles and her children, and looking at Evelyn Braxton and her girl, it's proof to me that forgiveness or unforgiveness and bitterness can trickle down to your kids. I feel like Tina Knowles is the reason why Solange and Beyonce are able to persevere and press through adversity with grace and poise. I know this is a weird way to put it, but Beyonce and Solange was able to see their parents go through a healthy divorce. Even Miss Tina acknowledged that they did not go back and forth. And honestly, she had every reason to be bitter and not forgive him for having an outside baby on her. And then on the other hand, we can look at Miss Evelyn Braxton and see why her daughters are still on each other's neck in their 40s and 50s.
A lot of people are siding with Tamar because it's easy to see how Evelyn Braxton set the tone for disrespect in the family. Over the years, her behavior clearly affected Tamar, and many fans understand why. Honestly, Evelyn might be one of those hidden villains people don't always recognize. She represents the kind of toxic parent who raises kids in a way that leaves lasting emotional scars, even when the children are expected to appear put together on the outside. The Braxton family has always had its share of drama, but Evelyn's influence has played a major role in shaping the tension. She often held control over her kids and pressured them to stick together, no matter what issues arose. The sisters don't always get along, and Tamar frequently ends up being the scapegoat because of her outspoken personality and strong opinions. Fans see this pattern and understand why she sometimes clashes with everyone. It's worth taking a closer look at how parents' actions can ripple through a family for years, affecting relationships, self-esteem, and communication. Evelyn's influence is a big part of why the family dynamics are so complicated. What do you think about this? Does Evelyn deserve the villain label? Or is it more complicated? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more discussions about family drama and celebrity stories.